Totalmente nuevo modelo Jeep Renegade. Realmente mucha carisma exterior, un interior donde Klaus de vos ha hecho un trabajo realmente hermoso con la textura, los materiales y tiene todo el DNA de un Jeep. Lo ponemos a prueba para ti.
We are so fortunate to have Klaus Busset with us, designer for the Chrysler Group, and today we are with the new Renegade. And tell me, how important is the interior design on a vehicle?
Well, the interior design cannot be underestimated, because truly, when you look at the vehicle from the outside, that's a love affair, right? That's where you flirt with a vehicle, you fall in love, but then you get into the cabin, and that's when you decide whether you're going to marry the car or not, right? When you're going to commit to the car. And that's why interior design is so important with, you know, the quality, the materials, everything that you find in this vehicle.
Do really colors make that much difference on yourself? Really?
Well, I believe colors are such an important factor. You know, a long time ago we underestimated that part. We had very earthy tones just in grays. And I think now we offer the customer a nice variety. The all-black interior on the Trailhawks, sand tones, and in this interior that we're sitting in, it's the Freefall, inspired by the suits of base jumpers, and we have this vivid colors, the orange, the brown, so you can get everything from, you know, very calm, very European black, all the way to very expressive Jeep fun colors that we have in this vehicle.
Now, something that I have to say I believe is your signature. You keep hiding little things, little details, right. Just like you show me, you know, let's start the new adventure by the Swedish since 1941. How easy is to convince corporate to incorporate that?
Well, it's very easy because we don't tell them.
All right.
As a matter of fact, I pointed out to the Jeep CEO this morning this inscription on the push to start button to new adventures. He hadn't seen it before. He loves it. See, we enjoy a certain level of trust by management by not overdoing it. You got to be acting responsibly with these little Easter eggs, as we call them. But it shows to the customer that we're not robots, we're not machines, we're not just designing a commodity. We're designing a car that has passion, has soul.
Yes.
So with these Easter eggs, it's just our, you know, shout out to the customer. Hey, we had fun designing it, and hopefully you have fun using it.
All right. Now, when you talk about, you know, a 4x4 vehicle, what are the key details to sort of visually, in a subliminal way, I guess, you incorporate this is a rugged vehicle?
Yeah.
How do you create that?
We came up with a very convincing Jeep design language, and it's all inspired by the exterior, by those trapezoidal wheel arches that go all the way back to the 1941 first Jeep Willys. And you see those design elements throughout the cabin. You don't see swooping round lines that suggest beauty but instability, but we use those trapezoidal shapes to create a certain way or form of visual ruggedness. What we also do is we use very functional pieces, like that grab panel in front of you.
Yes.
It's inspired by its big brother, the Wrangler.
Yes.
And that grab panel is very sturdy, it's very functional. You can hold on for your dear life as necessary. And it's a very functional piece. So the mixture of styling elements and very functional elements combine a Jeep design language.
Now, how, you know, when you start with a new vehicle like this, did you go through a lengthy, you know, study of different, you know, designs, or how is that process? Is someone leads with this design and we just stick to it?
Yeah.
Or it takes many hours and you know, to come up to a final
There's
design?
Not this one golden process. The one thing that I think sets us apart at Chrysler is we're very, very spontaneous with our design. We'll keep looking until we find it. When we find it, we'll go and we'll execute. And in this case, we took the youngest designer I had on my team. I said, just go ahead and design a car that appeals to yourself. Have fun with it. and we sent him on Jeep tours. He went Jeeping, we did paintball outings, we did a lot of fun events. And then he started sketching. There were a few sketches that didn't even go far enough. Some of them were too advanced. And then this sketch appeared, and we right in a way knew that's it. And so we just executed that fun sketch. But it was basically really trusting a young designer with his instincts, guiding him along the way, and we got the beautiful result here.
Well, the interior, especially on this one with all the 3 tones, not even 2 tones, 3 tones, yes. It's very, very appealing. And I think, yes, it appeals to different segments. Something else that I think most of the people sometimes don't even realize, the textures. There is a thought process behind that on what you feel, correct?
Yes. It's very important, especially when it comes to pieces that you touch without thinking about them, like release buttons that we have underneath this armrest here. See, in the past, or also see that sometimes in the competitive market, those buttons are very thin, are very sharp, plasticky. Now, plastic is actually a wonderful material because you can do anything with it if you know how to use it. So what we've done is these shapes were inspired by stones that you find at the beach of Lake Michigan. We don't have seashells, unfortunately, but we find beautiful stones. And those stones are shaped by water to this perfect shape. Right. They feel good in your hand, but they're rock hard. So we thought, if a stone can feel that good, we should be able to get plastic to feel that good. So some of these buttons that you feel are inspired by these stones. So when you touch them, you immediately have the sense of quality and good feel. And the grain replicates the grain of a stone.
Well, I want to thank you very, very much. Very insightful, and it's a pleasure and an honor
Thank you very much.
That you shared this with us. Thank you.
Hanging out with you, man.